Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again for the same reason is that you aren't free, I'm not free, and I don't like it, and I'm standing up because this is what I can do about it, and I hope, my friends, that you do something about it too, other than just listen. You know, one of the most major problems of today in our country and of the world is freedom. One of the most, well, it might be the biggest problem of all, freedom. You know, hate groups. I heard some on the television, and they were talking about committing crimes, committing hatred in order to set hatred free. I've heard, my friends, racists, seen them on television, advocating, protesting, committing racism. And the purpose for committing racism was, according to their words, was the free racism. Now, groups, I say, that spreads bigotry and racism and hatred and deception, they have no idea of what love is beyond and above bigotry, hatred. They just do not know. Let me ask you this. What do you think? Have anyone ever heard either of these, hatred, racist, bigots? Have you ever heard any of them speak on universal love? You've heard them speak on love for the haters. But have you heard them speak on either group, speak on universal love? Love for haters and racists and bigots and every other thing you can find too. Have you ever heard anybody speak on that? Well, in the wilderness, in some of the crudest places, you might see animals killing animals to eat, to survive. Snakes eating lions, and lions eating alligators, and eagles eating sheep. And humans who still kill and eat, only they add salt and pepper. But they have no more understanding about universal love than that snake, that alligator, that lion. To them, survival is the same thing, no different. They live to kill. They live to make war. They live to deceive. They live to exact pain and suffering on others. As you listen to Donald Trump speak every day, all he talks about is the pain. All he talks about is the suffering that he and the Republicans are going to exact on the American public as soon as they put him back in office. But ladies and gentlemen, humans would not know what to do with freedom. Humans would not know what to do with peace, prosperity and freedom and joy, happiness, and the dreams coming true for everybody. Humans would not understand that. That'll be a trick to them. In fact, it would drive humans mad to be serious about something like that. Now, given a choice, what I have as social scientist understood and recognized between my association with the human population is that between God and money, humans will choose money in a heartbeat. You see, because they know what money would do. Money would food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, because man has all the resources got some kind of connection to it. And the only way you can get it, don't care how bad you need it, is you got some money. Don't worry about that, because he got some money printed up to get you to come get that money. Why? Because he got things that he wants you to do that you probably wouldn't do otherwise. So he got it set up so you just come to get that money so you can live doing what he wants you to do as a slave, so that they can live as close to freedom as they can imagine. Well, not every person, though, is just lost. Some are worse. They know better, but through their inaction, they support what they truly are. I read in an article once, years ago, that Donald Trump says if he ran for president of the United States, he was going to run with the Republicans. He was going to run with white people, made sure of that. And he said because they were some of the most ignorant people on earth. I think that was some magazine, maybe Life magazine. And today, what he's trying to do, he's decided he's going to take over this country. And he need a group of people to do it. And he's choosing those same people, white people, Republicans. And he's testing them. He watched them. He said, if I go out in the street and kill somebody, they'll let me leave. They'll let me go. The part of the population who couldn't stand that kind of stuff, they impeached him. But that same group of people that he said would protect him if he killed somebody, who will protect him if he take over this country, they will help him. They let him off the hook every time. When he went to the Republicans, straight every time, said you can go free. Go on back into the hen house. He tried to take the country, but he wasn't smart enough. But he's still working on those same people that's been working with him all the time, still working. And there are some people saying, what are we going to do about it? Well, you got people out there who call themselves lovers of God. They call on Jesus. They pray to Jesus while they dress in their war garb. They call on Jesus and God while killing families and children. They do this because they were taught that this is the system. And it's okay. They were taught this in schools. They were taught this in business associations. And they were taught this in churches. Israel wants to say and be recognized as Jews, God's special people, who's sitting up bombing kids, old folks, hospitals right now, killing them like nothing. Killing them like nothing. And their God says it's okay. Why? Because their God is an evil God. That God knows nothing about peace. Somebody say, well, they were responding to what had happened to them. Well, you think God does that? The devil come up and do something, and just because it affected you, God gonna come back and do something dirtier just to prove that he's the dirtiest, that he's the true devil? No, I think God should be able to do something nice. Like rather than promise the folks that he's gonna create camps, that he's going to punish all of his enemies, that he's going to punish everybody that act like they knew God and didn't trust Trump. He would tell you about making sure that everybody had access to a career that they love, that gave them their greatest joy in engaging in. And that because everybody's going to engage in this process, they are going to create, the people are going to create from the resources that have been given to us by our invisible power for our own good. We're going to create enough houses, enough food, enough clothing, enough education, enough health care, enough transportation, enough infrastructure that not one person would have to suffer for anything. That one person would have to lie, cheat, and steal, kill, be a hater, a racist, and a bigot, a hater. I mean, out with guns. Not one person. Because your prayers will be answered, your needs, your wants, and your desires are made. And your leisure. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard what I just said. That's the sweetest message you could ever get. But I guarantee you, a demon, what I mean by a demon, a person who has been led by the spirit of Satan, led by the spirit of Satan. I'm not trying to put them down, the person. I'm not trying to put Trump down right now. I'm not trying to put the Republicans down that follow him right now. I'm not trying to. I'm saying that's the devil in them. And they have this devil in them because they had nobody to tell them the truth. They had no one to tell them the truth. These are descendants of people who went around taking folks' land. These are descendants who went around causing people to be slaves. This is a decision. These are people who went around selling other people, getting money, raping them. Hey, this is where they came up. So this is why can you expect them to do any better? The only thing that we got to do, who being a victim of this stuff, is don't take it. Don't take it. They say, well, they'll get a gun and try to make you take it. Well, you know, there are those who believe in self-defense, but I'm telling you, those who are connected with God don't have to worry about that. God will fight their battles. I'm telling you now, that might sound stupid to a person that does not know God. A person that does not know God does not know that a Red Sea can't happen. They do not know that a fiery furnace can exist. They do not know that in the lion's den you can walk out. And they don't believe it. So what are they going to do? They're going to lie, cheat, steal, kill, racist, bigots, and haters until the day they go to the grave. Unless a miracle happens. And what miracle would be required? That miracle is that if anybody on this earth believe in God, stand up and act like Jesus. Let me say it again. If anybody on this earth believe in God, stand up and act like Jesus. Let me say it one more time. If anybody on this earth believe in God, stand up and act like Jesus. Now, we did not say act like Jesus because the way they presented Jesus was beautiful. Now, of these other faiths, I don't know what they taught. But I do know one thing. What they said about Jesus, you got your food, your clothing, your shelter, your education, your health care, your transportation, infrastructure, anything that you can imagine. And it came from a power that you can't see. But it was made by those who would benefit from it for that purpose. I guarantee you that. Now, somebody says, who's going to stop Trump? If I have to, I'll stop it. How you going to do it? I don't know. But before I let Trump mess over us, the American people, I'll find some way to connect with God and convert him. Save him. Save his soul. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I sound loony now because you can't believe any of this. So I'm going to close out, and I want to thank you so very much for giving me this, your time. Until next, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.